Alright, welcome back to the channel. We are finally back out on board. So today we're going to be looking at the Black Carve 2. Well, I can't say looking at, riding. Black Carve 2, Black Carve 3, which if you remember last time I was on that board, it left me stranded. So we'll see how that goes today. And then Sean is going to be riding the Eovan with the Cloud off-road wheels. So that's the first time those are really going out. Yeah, we got Cloud off-road wheel, the rubber wheel that come on the Onsra, and then regular Cloud wheels. So this will be kind of a hodgepodge, and we'll just all talk about what, how the boards went and what we thought. All right, let's go. All right, so here we go. We're on a ride. First, I do kind of want to apologize, even though I shouldn't need to. I know it's been a while since I made my last video. We've had really bad weather for riding. The snow stayed really late, and then it rained all spring. And then between that, working 55 plus hours every week and a death in the family, I haven't been able to get out on the board. So let me just start off by saying sorry it's taking so long to make a video. Shouldn't have to apologize, but felt that I should let y'all know. See, I'm sure some of you guys can relate. Okay, so now we're on all three boards. You're gonna hear us talk a lot about feel today. And that's really hard to get across on video. You can do a side-by-side comparison and something feel completely different. I'm not going to say that one opinion right. I'm not going to say that because somebody might hate the way something feels and somebody else might love it. So just take it with a grain of salt that whenever somebody talks about feel, if their personal beliefs or personal experiences that are leading into that, and take it as that. So I'm on the Black Carve 2. That, if you don't know, has double Kingpin trucks. Sean on the Eovan, which has double Kingpin trucks. And then Corey is way up there. He's dusting us. He's more of a beginner, but he's dusting us. Well, a beginner on electric longboards. He has way more experience than all of us on regular longboards. But he's dusting us up there, and he's on single Kingpin trucks. So that's going to be part of the feel between the Black Carve 2 and the Black Carve 3. Is that the feel going to be way different, and I don't think it's for me. Now, I'm not saying it's not for everybody, and I'll compare it to cars because I love cars, right? The Tesla and the Tesla Model S or whatever Tesla model you like, they're amazing cars. They're very fast, they're very quick. They're blowing cars that have 700 horsepower out of the water in a straight line. The Tesla, phenomenal car. I would never buy one. I'd buy a Camaro, I'd buy a V8, 6-speed V8 before I bought a Tesla because I like the feel. I like shifting gear, I like hearing the engine, I just like the feel of it better. And that's where the boards kind of fall in for me, is that I like the feel of the Black Carve 2 better. But to get you all the same information while still enjoying the ride, I'm going to put a different rider on the Black Carve 3 that I think is actually going to really like it, so then we can get his opinion on it. So here at the Black Carve 2, I mean, with the double Kingpins, it flexes like crazy. I'm almost hitting my light holder on the wheel, toes on the ground. Stand on the Black Carve 3, that's what you get. The bushing will wear in a little bit, different stiffness bushing will help it, but that's the difference, folks. While we play catch up to Corey, because he's flying, let me try to explain the difference, or the main differences, I should say, between the single Kingpin and the double Kingpin. So a single Kingpin is going to give you more stability, especially at speed. If you're the type of rider that wants that stability, you don't take sharp corner, or you don't sit here and carve back and forth down the trail. Every time that you get on the trail, look at all that dirt. Sean AT wheel doing well on that. Then single Kingpin are probably for you, especially if you do most of your riding at top speed. I'm going to tell you right now, riding at top speed, and I won't say impossible, but it's sketchy as all get up on double Kingpin. I don't do it. I almost came off of, I think it was the Onsra version 1, I was doing speed tests when I first started reviewing boards. I almost came off of that sucker at 30 miles an hour. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this again. I got the death wobble like crazy at 30 miles an hour. I don't know, grace of God, somehow I stayed on that board and I didn't come off of it. So I don't do that. like max speed for me is quick bursts at between 20 and 25. That's max speed for me on a double Kingpin board, and that's all I need to go. I'm older. If I come off a board, I'm gonna hurt, so I don't do it. Not at those speeds. Corey's younger, so I think the board is gonna fit him better. But for all the riders out there that are wondering what board should they get, if you want stability, go with the single Kingpin trucks. But if you want carvability or sharp turning radius, that's where the double Kingpin trucks are better. So hey, we stumbled upon this, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to show the differences of the two boards with the single Kingpin and the double Kingpin trucks. So let's see how I go through it with the double Kingpin, and then I'll try it with the single Kingpin and see what happens. So yeah, gotta go a little slow, but the board's capable of doing it. It can flex hard enough to the left and right that it'll actually go through them.
Big difference.
So yeah, it's crazy. Going from double Kingpin to getting on this, I can barely ride it. I'm leaning too much. Board's not capable of leaning that far over, and it just throws off my balance and I have to step off the board. But you saw it. So can it turn? Yes. The Black Carve 1 went in between every single one. Black Carve 2 had to skip a couple. I think Sean's gonna try it on the Eovan with the ATs. So let's see how he does. Close.
Exactly what I expected to happen.
So Corey just went from the Black Carve 3 to the Black Carve 2, which is going to be completely different feel, completely different riding style. I think he'll pick it up. Behind you, Corey. I think he'll pick it up quickly, but it's just way different. And that's what I'm talking about on the feel. It all depends on what you want out of a board. Because here in this situation, that board done great. But at high speed, that board is going to be so loose. So Sean's going to go from the double Kingpin Eovan to the single Kingpin Onsra. Let's see how he likes it. Just first impressions. Now try to turn. Oh man, you're in the shade. He tried to turn and he leaned and came off of it because it doesn't want to lean.
That is an interesting one.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you get used to it. Morning. Careful on the brakes.
Yeah. He's into it.
So the brakes on that, when you go through the different modes on the Black Carve 3, it changes the throttle response, like how much throttle it gives it, but the brakes always stay at 80%. So I'm going to look at the owner manual. I don't know if you can change that or not, but it'd be kind of nice to be able to change the percentage of the brakes to the mode, or just put them on, you know, a little bit less until you get used to it more and find your comfort zone as far as braking goes. So I'm getting it to turn. So it's not that it can't carve. Don't get me wrong. It can carve. It's just a different feel than double Kingpin. And if Sean wanted to dust us right now, he would dust them both with no problem, because that thing will be stable at speed. What are you at?
When I was a beginner, I would have loved that board.
When you were a beginner?
Yeah. Because I felt so out of control all the time, like on the double kingpins. But
yeah.
now that I'm used to it, it's not my preferred mode of conveyance.
Right. But it's kind of an in-between, because as a beginner, dude, that has so much power and so much braking force.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's what the modes are for, right?
Right.
So you put it on the lowest mode at a beginner, and then just go.
Yeah. It feels solid.
Yeah. It's definitely stable, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely stable. Just watching the two boards right now, you could tell that one more stable than the other. We're just cruising. We're cruising between 15 and 20 right now. Downhill, you know, concrete, nothing real rough. But that Onsra very stable. I gotta give it that. Oh, and I will say, because the last video I'm taking off washers and flipping washer over to try to get it to carve more, because I put Corey on it, I put it back to the way Onsra shipped it and just left the trucks real loose. So it had all the hardware back on the trucks, so then Corey can see if he likes it the way that they ship it and talk about that, or if he would change something, either taking hardware off or putting riptide bushings on. And Corey went the wrong way. Such a cool riding trail. I mean, look at this. Such a cool riding trail. You can tell that we've gotten a lot of rain. There's really no water in this creek to speak of. It's normally pretty dry. It's still flowing. We've had rain almost every day for the last couple months. There's maybe been like 10 days where we haven't had rain. It's been crazy. Look how green everything is. This is in July. Normally all this is, you know, dying, dead, brown, nowhere near as tall. It looks like we're on the East Coast, not 7,000 feet up in the mountains. So yeah, just talked to Corey, and it's the same thing that I said. He said, yeah, it's really stable, but last time he rode a board, the Black Carve 2 with the riptide bushings, and he could carve all over the place. He said he just finds himself kind of going straight, and he had to get off the board twice to turn it. So, I mean, exactly what we're saying. It's really stable, and it can go in a straight line really fast. But the turnability, carvability is not the same as double Kingpin. And it looks really good though. But like on this trail, it's fine. It just doesn't have the same feel. It's not the same feel. And that's really hard to get across on camera. Alright, let's keep going. I just thought of another area that board would be a better board for somebody, and that's if you're using it at a commuter board. So I don't commute on these, I just go on the weekend for fun, but Corey just naturally is going faster than Sean and I because of those single kingpins. So Sean and I normally cruise, like just our normal riding is right at about 15 miles an hour. And if Corey doesn't look back and see where we're at, he'll be, you know, 100, 200 yards up the trail in no time on us, because he's naturally going faster because of the stability of that board. So if you're trying to get a commuter board, well, then maybe that's the one for you. Got to turn the camera back on for this. This is my favorite part of this trail. It's just super smooth, not crazy hills, not crazy turns, and you could just carve. But look at the difference. Look at Sean going, and look at Corey trying to carve on that. Got a little section of my favorite part. We are 4.7 miles into it according to the remote. All the boards are still doing good. So just talked to Corey again. We stopped, got an update from him. He said, yeah, the more he rides it, the more he likes it. So I think he's getting used to that single Kingpin truck. He's actually starting to enjoy it, he said. So that's good. I will say that one thing that I'm really jealous about the Black Carve 3 that I don't have on the Black Carve 2, and that's the feature where it like puts it in sleep mode, so you just have to use your remote to hit the power button and it turns it back on. So we just took a 5-minute stop or whatever. I had to flip my board over, hit the power button, hit the remote power button, get it synced back up, and then go. Corey just had to hit the power button on a remote and he went ready to go. So that's really cool. Wish I had that on the Black Carve 2. I guess I should also give an update on Sean. When we stopped, he said that the cloud wheels, the AT cloud wheels, are his favorite wheel that he rode on so far. They're super grippy. They're not killing a battery too much, not like pneumatic tires do. He said they're super grippy, super stable. He's actually really loving them. Again, going back to feel, I personally don't like my board being that far off the ground if I can help it, but he really likes them. So there's the update on the cloud wheels. So far, Sean definitely approves, gives them 2 thumbs up or an A+. What happened?
Touched the brake a little bit.
Oh, really? I wonder if it all this stuff on the ground.
What happened? I was like slowing down and it like kind of just broke pretty quick.
Gotcha.
So I had just turned the camera on to, show that portion of the trail, and Corey hit the brakes. It locked him up, and he came off of the board. Luckily, caught himself, just ran with it. We weren't going too fast, but yeah, he came off of the board, locked the brakes up on the Black Carve 3. So I think that's Ryder. He said that he hit the brakes and it locked him up. So it has strong brakes. He just wasn't ready for it, and I think the concrete right there, it had a bunch of seeds and stuff from the tree. So I think you got your loose surface and hitting the brakes hard. But luckily he didn't get hurt at all, and we're back riding again. Okay, and here's the difference. So we're riding back, and we're all kind of just going into our own flow. We're not worried about where the other person is, and we're just having fun riding. And I'm way in the back because I have the loosest trucks. Yeah, I have mine set up really loose. Sean's in the middle. He's obviously feeling comfortable on those cloud wheels. And then Corey on the Black Carve 3 is all the way up there. Like, I only see him on the long straights. He's probably 400-500 yards in front of me. I'll probably catch him if he can't make a turn. That's when I'll catch him. But that's the difference. And he's, a newer rider, but he's completely comfortable on that board because of the stability. A lot of people out today. Yeah, see there's Sean. Corey nowhere to be seen. I think I saw some movement through these trees up there. He's over there somewhere. But on this trail, that Black Carve 3 is going to do just fine because it's a wide trail and a big swooping turns. So it's going to do great. Oh man, he's way up there. I just saw him through the tree line. He's way up there. He's gone. Alright, we took a quick break. Caught all back up. So we're at like 11.8 miles, I think, total. Sean's board sitting at... Sean, what was your board? 74%. Black Carve 2 still has 4 out of 5 bars. And then the Black Carve 3 down to 50%. And that's because of the wheels. So that's why we didn't go too far on this run. I'm surprised doing that well. So hopefully we make it back to the vehicles. If not, we're going to be walking a little bit. Okay, let's talk about the trip real quick and then we'll go over the boards. So 15.3 mile, all downhill one way and all uphill the other. The Eovan, what were you at?
60%.
60% on the Eovan. I still have 3 bar left on the Black Carve 2. And the Black Carve 3. 35% left.
I was not being nice to it.
No. And that's mainly because of the rubber wheel. You put rubber, you put cloud wheel or something else on it, and I've seen normally an increase of about double the distance. So, all right, so Sean went testing out the AT cloud wheels. So on that ride, I mean, he still has 60%, which is phenomenal. The pneumatic tire killed the battery way more than the cloud wheels. So if you're looking for ATs and you still want some distance and range, there it is. Sean, what are your final thoughts on the cloud wheels?
I absolutely love them. I'm never going to take them off again. I think those are the wheels that I'm going to stick with. They performed well, they gripped well, I could carve well, I could go over big crack sticks, all the stuff that you need to. And I think they're my favorite wheels by far, actually.
Wow, okay. So we'll probably see the cloud wheels staying on that. That's good. You've gone through like 3 or 4 different...
Yeah, tons of them.
Yeah. The Black Carve 2, I mean, I have it set up with the Riptide bushings and the cloud wheels, the 105 cloud wheels, and that's my favorite setup with a nebula on the back of it. I just love that board, and that's kind of what I choose to take out all the time. Don't worry, you'll see the Cali probably next time I come out. But let's talk about the Black Carve 3. So, I mean, yeah, it killed the battery some, but we know why. So Corey, right, just under 200 pounds with the pack on and stuff, you're probably 205. So the weight's about the same as what I've been riding, but yeah, I mean, the rubber tire killed the range. We proven that on multiple range tests on the Black Carve 1 and 2. Corey, final thoughts. What do you think after riding it for, almost 12 miles?
So I was a little torn at the beginning. It was stiff, just kind of awkward on the ride, but once you kind of get comfortable, it really started to loosen up a little bit. If I had to change anything, it would be the tires for sure. But like, I'm torn on the bushings, or not the bushings, but what's the word I'm looking for?
No, bushing and trucks.
Yeah, the trucks, because I think it's there for a reason. The stability and being able to go 20 to 24 miles and feel comfortable about it, I think that plays into it. So I think I would keep how stiff it is if you're going like longer distances but faster, and I would just change the wheels.
Yeah. So there you have it, all 3 boards on one trip. Yeah, and that's how I'm gonna leave it. It's different strokes for different folks. Different between a truck and a car, or a 4-door sedan and a sports car. I mean, all of them serve their own purposes, so it depends on what you want, what you need. It is what you're gonna purchase and like. I do say, Sean and I were talking about it a little bit, for a beginner board or somebody just getting into it, I think the Black Carve 3 would actually be amazing because how stiff it is. You have a real sense of stability and confidence in the Black Carve 2. So that's always a plus. And then you can always change stuff out later on. Riptide bushing would probably help it. Fabian from Onsra has all kinds of stuff where you can start removing bushing or plates or flipping plates over. I'll show you the setup on this. So as you can see, the setup on this, it's all how it came from Onsra, but that nut is on the lowest setting possible. That's what it was all day. That's what it went through all the turn tests and everything else. I'll give you guys, and that's another example. Some people like flexible decks, some people like stiff decks, all in how the board feels to you and what you're using it for. And it comes down to the same thing with the trucks. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion. We're gonna continue to test the board, see if it holds up over the longevity of the board, and yeah, that's about it. So I'll flex 2 boards, and then I will catch you on the next video.